you doing, YouTube? This is your boy, Brogi Naric, back again with another episode of TV Aftermath. Going to be doing a spoiler discussion of Mandalorian Season 2 on Disney+. And I'm currently waiting for my guest, Mr. Crispy Man. He's running a little late, but I'm not sure when he's going to arrive here. But we're just going to go ahead and start off with the holy shit. Yo, Mr.
Naric. You have something I want. It's not him, because he's with me.
Oh, that's true. What is it?
That's the end of my monologue.
Oh, goddamn it, I thought you were going to keep going.
I don't know the whole thing.
This is great. Yes, this is amazing. This is 110% right here. This is why I like working with this guy. This man has did this on his own.
Can I talk this stuff he's on here?
Say what?
Say what?
I said you've done this on your own.
I have. I was not prompted. I was not told to do this.
No, this was all on him. I just thought he was gonna wear a helmet, and then I show up, and this guy's like, "Yeah, I got a whole costume." I'm like, "Holy shit, that is awesome." Oh man.
It is
There you go. And the hair
seriously stuffy in that thing. It's nice.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Very stuffy.
Yeah, that's exactly why Pedro Pascal was pissed off for Legend.
Right. Got a nice red line across the forehead.
Oh man, that was awesome. Fucking fantastic. Come on, can we get a like just for that, please? Like, goddamn, gotta love it. Take this damn robe off.
Yeah, take that robe off.
It's my last minute costume.
Yeah.
I've had.
Moff Naric.
Hilarious.
You have something I want.
Oh yes.
It means more to me. I should have memorized it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I went 109. I went 109%. I didn't do the 110. The full 110.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Better than nothing. Oh man, yeah. With the blue milk. Come on. With the blue milk. The detail. The detail. God dang it. All right. So yeah, we're here to talk about Mandalorian Season 2.
Hell yeah.
And it's going to be a full spoiler discussion. So if you haven't watched it, or if you have watched it, keep watching, because we're going to talk about damn near everything. We're not going to go too long with this. Hopefully. Right. Hopefully.
Yeah. But, we're not gonna do the 2 hours we did last time.
Exactly.
2.5.
Yeah, right. Damn near 2.5. Good Lord.
Yeah, that must have been fun to edit.
It's so fun. So fun.
So much work. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Once again, I don't know if I properly introduced the Crispy Mandalorian.
I did all of this shit. If you don't like and subscribe, I swear I will come to your house.
Yes, he will find you.
This is all functional.
It
all works. It all works. It's functional.
Shit pack and everything. You got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can start off with what were your thoughts on the first season? Quick thoughts on the first season.
I liked the first season, obviously, because I came back to watch the second season.
Right.
It was good. It was it wasn't as fan servicey.
Okay. Which
was nice. It's a really good introduction into the Star Wars universe. If you're just a casual fan, because while it did have certain things in it that you have to be a fan to know,
right,
it doesn't treat you like an idiot for not knowing them.
Yeah.
It's good. It was a good first season. I loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was surprised at how simplistic it was, but going back and thinking of, especially the first season of the Clone Wars show, how simplistic that kind of was. I was like, okay, I kind of see that this show is basically the cartoons, but in live action. So, which is not a bad thing, because the cartoons are good, especially as the long form storytelling goes on, it gets better, which I think is what is happening with Mandalorian Season 2 is kind of following that same pattern. Really enjoyed it. I love the new characters, all the new characters that they brought into it, and especially the new characters and some of the old characters they brought back for this new season.
Right.
I think they really did a damn good job with that. The fan service stuff, I think these shows with Favreau and Filoni, I think they strike a better balance than what Abrams did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's not fan service for the sake of being fan service. It's genuinely written in there to further the plot, to further the story. It's not just like, hey, remember that time?
Yeah. Remember this ship is here.
Yeah. Well, there's no mystery boxes. You know?
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
Which I absolutely hate the concept of a mystery box, especially if you set up a mystery box, like, say, how did you get Luke's lightsaber, Maz Kanata? That's a story for another time, but it's a story we'll never tell you on screen, so it's an empty mystery box.
Right, and it's also the lightsaber that he lost on Cloud City. Not his green lightsaber. So how did you get that one?
Yeah, honestly, it'd be better if it was his green lightsaber.
It would have made more sense.
Did he have that in episode 8? Did he?
Did he? No.
I don't know.
No, that was all force magic bullshit or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So so those are our thoughts on the first season and the second season. Yeah.
That's sort of our spoiler-free thoughts.
Yeah, spoiler-free thoughts. Okay, so spoiler-free thoughts on the second season. How did you feel?
Loved it.
Yeah, same.
I feel pretty much the same way about the second season as I did about the first season. Only it's the first season, but bigger and better.
Yeah.
And it really pays you for being a Star Wars fan.
I agree.
You get your money's worth. One, for watching the first season, because there's, I guess it's spoilers, but it's not, because it's a show. Characters from the first season show up.
Yeah.
They keep coming back. So it's good to have watched the first season, and you get to know those characters. They come back, get to know them a little bit better. And if you were a Clone Wars fan, or if you were a Rebels fan, or you were just a fan of Star Wars in general, you are rewarded for being just that.
That's true, because I've had watched Rebels and I haven't finished the Clone Wars series, but yeah, they drop in a lot of stuff that is like, if you're paying attention, you're going to be A-okay with this, you know what I'm saying? Which I think is great how they handled that. It seems like there was a plan behind what they were doing. It's amazing what happened to actually have some forethought into a franchise.
Into the biggest franchise in the world.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So this season I enjoyed. I think the structure of it seemed a little rough in the beginning, but that was only because of that second episode. To me, it was kind of like, what are we doing? But from the third episode on, I felt the story structure was well done and well paced.
Right.
Let's see. Should I go? I kind of do this on my videos, but I like to talk about favorite episode. Like, do you know what was your favorite episode?
I don't know which episodes came out in which order. I'm afraid. If I'm getting into spoiler-heavy territory, if we're going into spoiler-heavy territory at this point, probably the Ahsoka episode.
Yeah, that's my pick too. His favorite episode. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, I'll say the whole thing is filmed like a Kurosawa film.
Yeah.
It's
just
it's
rewatching
wonderful.
that because I was like, I hadn't gone back and rewatched that in a while. That would be my favorite episode as well. Okay, so let's get into it. The season starts off with the episode, the Marshal. Mando has to go back to Tatooine because he's looking for Mandalorians, because that was one of his missions was protect the kid, but he was like, also, if I can find out the Mandalorians, maybe they'll have information on what this kid is. I'll get more into why that's kind of odd. But there were some odd things that happened in this series that didn't quite make sense to me, but
a few.
Yeah, nothing.
But I imagine with all the big announcements recently, that any questions you have that this season brought up, they're likely going to be answered in an offshoot.
That's
or
true.
in.
We got a spin-off for you to answer all of those questions.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So Mando goes back to Tatooine. He runs into this guy, Cobb Vanth. who was played by Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy
a lot
Olyphant.
of people love this episode. Yeah, Olyphant, sorry. But yeah, a lot of people love that episode. It was I thought it was fine, but like people really dug that whole that Western vibe, you know, the natives and the cowboys working together to stop a rogue animal vibe. It was cool. It was cool.
It's a damn good first episode.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's a damn good first episode.
Yeah, it's really solid. It's really great. I love the him in the Mando armor, him like finding Boba's armor, Boba in the background watching everything.
Which up until what was it, 3 episodes ago, I thought was actually going to go unpaid off this entire season.
That was a lot of people were like, "Are we not getting back?"
Yeah, it's not. I felt like it was going to be like the next episode. It wasn't.
Yeah, I actually like that they waited a little later for them to come back. That it worked out. I think that worked out very well. And I like. It was a little sad note, but the Cobb, when he was on his little speeder, but it was like, it looked like the engine.
Yeah, as a pod racer.
Yeah, the pod racing engine. I thought that was nice. That was a nice little touch. I thought that was kind of cool.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's Anakin's pod racer." Like, it's not.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
I would hope not.
Yeah, I would hope not. That's some Lucas shit right there.
Yeah, I would say that's some fan service.
Yeah, like that's some Lucas. Now, maybe it's similar design, yes, but like
maybe
Lucas's fucking. I mean, if that was Anakin's actual thing, I'm like, but whatever. So yeah, great episode. Now the episode I fucking hated for personal reasons. The next one, The Passenger. You probably know why, but if you have any sort of arachnophobia or just don't like creepy crawly critters, you are going to be physically bothered by this episode. I was so pissed.
I liked it.
Some people do. I know people do. I just didn't like it because of fucking spider. It could have been any fucking other animal, but it had to be goddamn spiders. So I was like, nope, I can't do it. So it was kind of weird. He's back on Tatooine. He's still on Tatooine. He needs more information. What's her name? Peli Motto, Amy Sedaris' character is like, hey.
Oh, I did not know her name.
Yeah. I got notes. These are notes.
You're reminding me. You're walking me through the series again because I'm like, I always watch them like once. I'm like, all right, moving on. I'll go back and rewatch them if I feel like it. But
couldn't remember. I like that character.
Yeah, she's fun.
Amy Sedaris. But yeah, he ends up having to take this frog lady across the universe. She's pregnant. She's got her eggs, so he can't use light speed. But her and her husband knows some Mandalorians, so he's like, I guess I'll do it. Which sounded weird, but it's like, you know, it's a lot of what do you call it? RPG video game type of missions where it's like
quest for quest.
Yeah, quest for quest. Like, if you do this for me, I'll give you information on this. Or hey, your princess is another castle. You have to go to, that type of shit. So,
yeah, exactly.
He's going through space, and I love when the pilots, the New Republic pilots, pull up on him and trying to test him out. They know who he is, and I love that chase sequence when they're on the snow planet, flying through the mountains.
I'm trying to remember. Is Filoni one of the ones that pulls him over originally?
No, it was a heavy-set Asian guy and a black guy. So
no. Okay, I know Filoni reappears as his character from season 1 in one. I'm pretty confident. There's one episode where Filoni is back as the Rebel pilot or the New Republic pilot, whatever you want to call him.
Didn't even notice it. No. So yeah, awesome chase sequence. Then it crash land, and this was a big controversial moment in the season when we started to realize that Baby Yoda, aka Grogu, is a little dick.
Yeah, there was a little bit of cancel culture going around from that episode where he was eating the eggs.
He was eating the frog lady's eggs. It's like,
but they were, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's eating babies," but they're unfertilized, so they're literally just eggs.
I don't want your progressive bullshit over here. Those are lies, okay?
Do you eat eggs? But do you eat eggs?
What?
Do you eat eggs?
What now? So,
do you enjoy chicken eggs?
Baby Yoda's a little asshole for eating those eggs, and
he is.
But yeah, people was pissed. I was kind of annoyed by that too, but they did that joke a little too much, and I'm like,
it kept coming. It kept coming up. It was a little annoying.
I was like, he's just over in the corner. Like,
Yep.
God damn, man.
To the point where they end the episode with that joke. You think like, oh, he's learned.
Yeah,
he did not learn.
Nah,
He did not learn. He had an
learn
egg in his hand.
Yeah, he doesn't learn.
Yeah, hide it.
Yeah, to the next episode.
Right.
Yeah. So
even though his eating habits are what caused the problem in that episode, he's the one who broke open the egg and ate the first.
Yeah, ate the first
spider.
Ate the first little spider egg. Which as soon as I saw those eggs, I was like, wait a second. Because at first I was
This is alien.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is alien. So I'm like, well, we getting some xenomorph bullshit going on. And then when I saw the little thing, I was like, oh, fucking spiders. So let me just do this. And then I was like, okay, I can't deal with it. So giant spiders, big spiders, little spiders.
With big old sucker mouth and everything.
Yeah, I didn't notice all of that, but yeah. And then the rebel
They're
guys.
from an episode of Clone Wars. I think was the first time that species had been introduced.
Really? Okay,
I believe so. It's either Clone Wars or Rebels. Yeah.
I don't know what
they're from previous Filoni.
Actually, I didn't know that. I remember there was a spider guy. He kind of annoyed me too in Clone Wars. He was like one of the leader guys. I think he was
Cyborg.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he kind of annoyed me too.
He could not die.
Yeah.
Until he did.
Yeah, exactly. I'm invincible. Oh no, I didn't.
Oh no, I'm back. Oh no.
So yeah, the rebel guys come in and they basically kind of give him a free pass. They're like, yeah, we know.
But they don't help him.
Yeah. I actually did like that they didn't help him though. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna let you slide because you're kind of helping us, but also kind of fuck you as a way just because.
Like you're still a You're still a criminal.
They're still the authorities, so fuck you.
Right.
And then that's episode 3. What was that? The Heiress? Was that the name? Yeah, the Heiress.
Yeah.
Where he goes to the planet Trask and he runs into Bo-Katan and my ex-wife Sasha Banks was with her. Really good episode. This was the episode that was like, we're starting to hit like. We're starting to pick up some speed, you know what I'm saying?
And it's Katie Sackhoff, right?
Katie Sackhoff,
playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
She did the voice
I did have
in the cartoon.
She did do the voice. I have like just a major confusion over that character, and maybe they do explain how old she's supposed to be during the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, wait.
I was like, she's older than Boba Fett.
Is she?
Yes. If she wasn't like
she was an adult. Yeah, you're right.
Well, assuming she wasn't like 14 during the Clone Wars, which she may have been, and they may have said something like that because animation, you can make anyone look like anything. But Boba Fett is like 10 to 12 during the Clone Wars. He's only 40 something in this show.
No, he's beyond 40 in this show. That man's like
Boba Fett is 40. Boba Fett's 44.
Oh wow.
Temuera Morrison's in his 60s.
Got you.
Yeah. So she's supposed to be older than Boba Fett, and she looks fantastic.
Yeah, she does.
But she's also a true Mandalorian. Maybe they age differently, or I mean, they can also say like, oh, well, he looks older now because he's been scarred from the Sarlacc pit. Future spoilers for the episode where he comes back.
Yeah, that bit where he was on the ship, I thought that was weird. Where the guy was like. He talked to the frog guy, and the frog guy's like, yeah, go talk to this guy in the restaurant. He goes to the guy in the restaurant, so yeah, go talk to this guy over the other side of the restaurant.
Do this for this.
Yeah, and then he goes talk to this guy from the other side of the restaurant. He's like, oh, hop on my boat and we'll show you the man. Okay.
That episode was the first time I noticed that, and it's not the first time he's done it, but Din, I think is his name, Din Djarin.
Din Djarin.
Yeah.
Star Wars name.
Yeah.
We'll get more into that.
Yeah. Every time they have him in a restaurant or a bar of any kind, he always gets offered something, but he always refuses something.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until that episode that noticed, like, oh, because he'd have to take off his fucking helmet to eat.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why he always refuses. I was like, oh, he never eats. He's never hungry.
They showed that in that episode when the ship, when Baby Yoda got electrocuted, he had like the cup. And I think like it was somehow he was like drinking it under the helmet. Remember?
Oh, he lifted the helmet.
Yeah, he lifted the helmet just a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm saying like almost every other time he refuses.
Right.
That was just the first time I ever noticed. I'm like, they don't have straws in the Star Wars universe?
It's the past, so that technology didn't exist yet.
They have blue milk, no straws.
Yeah, no straws. light speed with no straws. That was modern technology. So I love the bit where we find out this is awesome when the stormtrooper, not the stormtroopers, the Mandalorians came in and they saved him because he was trapped and Baby Yoda was eating the creature. I love them flying in and kicking ass. Did that make you think of Power Rangers? For some reason, that made me think of Power Rangers.
A little bit.
Not in a bad way, but it just made me think.
No,
It made me
There's
think
no such thing as a bad. There's no such thing as a bad way to compare something to Power Rangers already.
Okay, I'm just for people watching. I have no problem with it. You know, it's not a diss. But the moment where they take their helmets off and Mando's like, "You're not Mandalorians," and she's like, "Bitch, I'm from the royal family. Like, get the fuck out of my face."
I own that planet.
Exactly. Like, that's my family's planet, sir. What are you talking about? And,
exactly.
And to find out that Mando was raised in a cult, it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
That's that's so sad.
He's a foundling of Blackwatch?
No.
Is it Black?
With the Death Watch, but they're
Death
an
Watch.
offshoot of Death Watch, because they're called the Children of the Watch. So yeah, because that's what she was explaining, and I was like, because I went back and rewatched those episodes, and I was like, so this is the confusion to me. So Mando was raised by a religious, hardcore cults of Mandalorians who want to get back to the old way, right?
Right.
And we do hear in the series, maybe I don't know about Clone Wars, but in this show they do mention that the Jedi is the natural enemy of the Mandalorian, right?
Right.
So why does he not know what the fuck a Jedi is?
That's a good point.
That made no sense to me. He's like, I don't know what the fuck a Jedi is. I don't know what the Force is.
I guess maybe the argument could be made that the Jedi have basically been dead his entire life. So, or they saw the extinction of the Jedi, as it were, and they were just like, all right, well, I guess we don't have to. Yeah. We don't have to worry about that anymore. But I mean, I guess that probably still doesn't apply.
Yeah, because that's why I was like, wait a second. If he's from like a hardcore group, shouldn't they be like, oh yeah, but we gotta stay on, the fear of the Jedi. The Jedi might come back, shit like
They can come back anytime.
Yeah, that's what I was like, wait, that doesn't track, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because I get the whole idea, like, I don't know what a Jedi is because the universe is so expansive.
Sure.
Star Wars is just a small part of what's going on, even though it's big ramifications. I get that.
Yeah.
But then find out that he's from a group of people who always talk about, whose literal code is to protect themselves from a Jedi. Like, they literally wear plot armor.
They wear,
lightsabers.
They wear lightsaber-proof armor.
Exactly. Yeah. Why do we wear this? Just because
it looks cool.
It looks cool. Come on, let's stop fucking around. It looks cool. Our whole society is bullshit. We just want to look cool.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does. It does. Amen.
I mean, I killed a guy to get this one, but
that's dope.
Yeah.
You didn't have to sell a child into torture to get it?
Well, I mean, we don't talk about that, all right?
That went darker than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, the action.
It's right there.
Yeah, right.
It's right there. Shut up.
Oh, sorry, kid. Sorry, kid. But yeah, I love the action in this. This episode was directed by Ron Howard's daughter. Bryce Dallas Howard directed this episode, which I think was like her first time directing. She did a really good job with this.
Yeah, it's good.
There's a lot of unsuspecting directors who directed on this. Favreau did the first one. I don't know who did the second one. They can fuck off. I'm sorry. But yeah. But I love the bit where I don't know if I'm going to get into it now, but I guess I will. I like how this season really humanized the Empire in a way.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Like, they dehumanize stormtroopers. Like, stormtroopers' lives do not matter in this, but the other people without a helmet, I like how they kind of gave us a little insight into their mindset, like why they're with the Empire.
Yeah, they're racist, a lot of them. A lot of the ones that don't wear helmets.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones that don't wear helmets are just racist.
That's that vibe, but I like the whole where they're like, the universe is unruly and the Empire brings order. Like that episode with Bill Burr, where the guy's like, people think they want freedom, but what they really want is order. And that's what the Empire is here to bring. Like, I thought that was like, when they had those moments, even in the last episode? when the guy was it was the last episode when the guy had the doctor. He was taunting he was taunting Cara Dune, talking about how like Alderaan, I was there when they got blown up. I'm glad they're gone and stuff like that. You know, it was like some I was just like, what? And he's like, you know, you're not gonna take me. You know, we're gonna walk out of here and all of that. Like, it was interesting how they kind of humanized them, or like the episode with Bill Burr when you see them. You see the stormtroopers suck ass, but they're just so happy that someone survived. They're just like, yay!
Yeah, they're like, yeah!
We got kind of a victory. Woo! We got our ass kicked. You know,
speaking of which, to skip to that episode just a little bit,
go ahead.
That stormtrooper armor, which I know was in Rogue One originally, was the
black armor that they were wearing.
Yeah, it was tan in Rogue One. It was when they were in Scarif. Yeah. No, not Scarif. Is it Scarif? Who cares? I don't know. It's gone. The planet got blown up. That's really awesome stormtrooper armor.
Yeah, the tan. I did like the tan.
I like the version that was in this episode. It's a cool helmet.
Mm-hmm. That was another thing. Yeah, the stormtrooper armor is god awful. Do you remember he was fighting those guys? The guy just punched him and the shoulder pad flew off or whatever.
Yeah, well, when he hit someone, he hit the Boba Fett episode. Mm-hmm. He hit someone in the face with his little
staff.
His little stick staff.
Yeah,
and it like cracks the hole. Yeah.
I'm like,
it's plastic.
I was like, well, maybe his staff is made out of some really hard material. And then I watched the next episode, and dude just punches it, and the armor just goes flying off. I'm like, what the fuck are they wearing?
Well, so the idea with stormtroopers isn't necessarily practicality. It's just if you have more people than they do, you're probably going to win, even if you lose a few people.
It's to overpower someone, but I just thought that was kind of funny how that happened. It was just like, this armor is god awful, like an old man with a staff just beating the shit out of you.
He's 44.
Okay, we can play these games. But anyway, you really blew my mind with that him being 44 shit. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, Boba Fett is. Yeah,
you're right.
Relatively young.
Yeah, he's like in his late 40s. Like, oh wow, yeah, you're right. That is insane. Bo-Katan, she wants the Darksaber because Moff Gideon has it somehow. We still don't know how he got it, but.
And we never will.
Yeah, but that does kind of show you that, like, he's got some skill if he was able to get it away from
whomever.
Or whoever. I'm assuming it was Bo, right? Wasn't Bo the last one who had it? I don't fucking know. Who knows?
Probably, maybe.
Yeah. So
I thought it was. I did not watch the end of the series.
Right. Rebels?
Last I knew it was Darth Maul, but I know someone got it away from him.
Oh, that's right. Maul did have it. That's right. That's how he took over Mandalore.
Right.
Yeah.
Became the secret ruler of Mandalore.
Nice. So Bo mentions there's a war going on, and she's like, "Hey, you're a Mandalorian. If you want to help us out, that'd be great." But Mando's like, "I got this kid, and I got to do stuff with him. So maybe I don't know, because your planet is like destroyed, and it's like the worst place ever. Even at least that's what he was raised to believe or whatever."
It is. I'll say it is uninhabitable, or mostly uninhabitable. They have to live in these giant cube cities that are, separated by miles and miles. They're just domes.
Oh, I didn't know that. So what happened? Was it like some nuclear fallout or some shit that happened?
Essentially, it was the decimation of Mandalore, something like that. That essentially left the entire planet unlivable unless you were in these small contained areas. So they have giant cube cities where they can look out on nothing. It's basically a giant wasteland.
Damn. Okay, I didn't know that.
So not much worth fighting for, I guess. But
I didn't know that. That makes more sense for when Mando was like, "Yeah, that planet got turned to glass."
Yeah, that planet sucks.
Yeah. I was like, "Wait, what? What happened?"
That place is bullshit. I wouldn't go.
Bullshit. I wouldn't go there. You don't even know where it is, sir. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Goofball. All right. So next episode, which was directed by Carl Weathers, which I really enjoyed, The Siege.
Right.
Where he goes back to what was the planet? Navarro, and fucking what's his name? Brief Karga, Carl Weathers' character. He's basically Lando.
Yeah,
He's Lando. He's like, I'm the mayor of this town now, which I thought was kind of nice. And
I decided I was in charge.
Yeah, mayor. Now he's got the most money, so why not?
Sure.
Yeah, Cara Dune is like the law now. You know, she's a marshal. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the guy's name?
Blueface.
Yeah, the blue guy. I got his name written down. What the fuck was his name? Mithril. Played by Bobby Moynihan. Yeah, Mithril. That's his name.
Oh, that's Bobby Moynihan?
Yeah, that was Bobby Moynihan.
Could not tell.
Not Bobby, my bad. Not Bobby Moynihan, sorry. Ratio Sands. My bad. I got the wrong fat guy from SNL.
Yeah, it was like different SNL fellow.
Yeah, it was Ratio Sands. Who's friends with, I think he's friends with Favreau. But anyway, yeah, this episode was cool. I like them breaking into the hidden Imperial base.
Yeah,
I love
that was a good episode.
Yeah. I love the joke about the when he wanted Mithril to unlock the thing, and he's like, "There's no safety rail here," which I thought was funny because that's a reference to the Empire.
Like, why would you do this?
Right, exactly, because they don't care about your safety. It's like, fuck that.
Exactly.
If you die,
we save so much money by not putting that railing up there.
You really do. I mean, can you imagine how much steel they were able to save with no railings? It's like, just be careful. That's all you gotta do. Just be careful.
Don't fall and you won't die, idiot. Yeah, there's a thousand other troopers who want your job. So if you fall, sucks to suck.
Yeah,
they'll do it.
Right, exactly. We got a little moment where we started to realize that Mando's not good at this whole father thing. So I love the idea of them petting Baby Yoda in a little class with the other kids.
Yeah, the Navarro nummies.
Yeah, and he steal that kid's macaroons or whatever. That was funny.
Yeah, his macarons.
Yeah. And Cara Dune in the fucking hover in the tank. That whole chase sequence with the tank was great. With the TIE fighters shooting at him, and fucking Carl Weathers on the gun. Yeah, the speeders too. Yeah, speeders first, then the TIE fighters.
I love the speeder that goes down and immediately crashes. Yeah. I'm like, you guys don't have a better way down?
Yeah, it didn't matter. The whole fucking facility blew up. So it
was just like anyway. I was like, we've got speeders in here, but we don't have any way of getting them out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, they were just there.
You just gotta land it. All you gotta do is just stick the landing.
Right. We found out that was a cloning facility, a secret cloning facility.
That's right, yep. They were making Snoke clones. I mean, Palpatine clones. I don't know.
I was like, well, you would assume, but you didn't get, like, a great look at it.
No, you didn't.
You assume that's kind of part of what it is, which is probably why they want the child's blood, because he's force sensitive.
Right.
So they want to be able to make a force. Yeah, they want to do a force sensitive clone, which would make sense if they're cloning Snoke or Palpatine. Yeah.
Who became Snoke because reasons.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah.
They're both force sensitive technically, even though they're the same person.
Right. Yeah. Which I thought was kind of funny when they did that, because that was one of the dumbest scenes in Rise of Skywalker, where
the first scene.
Yeah.
The first scene of the movie.
First scene of the movie. Kylo Ren just walking through. There's a pile of Snokes just in the corner.
Actually, the first scene is him on Mustafar, and he's killing dudes to get that Sith holocron.
Yeah, get the little.
And that's a cool opening.
Yeah.
That's a cool opening, and then they immediately stomp on it.
Right.
Although that scene follows the crawl, which tells you
all the other dumbass
tells you what you could have known if you played Fortnite.
Oh, is that what that was? I didn't know that was tied into Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite is where they released the information that Palpatine was back.
Oh.
They did
that
before.
Right, it was like a little hint. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about. God damn.
Oh, it was just like, hey, if you're on playing at this exact hour, we're gonna play this big video. It's gonna spoil the whole movie.
Yeah,
that we're gonna spoil at the very beginning of that movie.
Yeah, I vaguely forgot about it. It was like Palpatine's back. It was like, wait,
what?
I remember the theater was like, huh? He's back.
Like, okay.
Fuck that.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Awesome episode. Mando comes back because his ship was being repaired after it was trashed by the spiders.
It was trashed by the spiders and then very poorly put back together.
Right, by the Mark Calamarian guy. So
they had
Grief Karga had his guys work on it. And of course, we find out that one of those guys was a spy working with the Empire and put a tracer in it.
Which was great because I totally forgot that they even hinted at that with the dude who like watched him walk away.
Yeah, it was exactly. That's why the episode was so good, because it was a very quick shot of this guy looking suspicious, and then you immediately forget about it because all this other stuff happened. So
yeah, because it's a hype episode.
Exactly, it's a really good episode. That was like my favorite. And then episode 5 happened, the Jedi.
The Jedi.
And then we already talked about that where Ahsoka Tano comes in, and
right.
And it's like a Kurosawa film. I loved her working like a ninja through the fog in the beginning, taking out those guys. That shit was awesome.
I love just the detail of her igniting the lightsabers long enough to hit somebody, put them away,
put it out, and
run,
it's back in the
do
stuff.
it, come back.
Yeah, awesome. Her like using the Force. I like when she sliced the tree and then like threw a chunk at the guy.
Oh yeah,
that shit was awesome, man.
That is a great episode.
Yeah, it was fucking great. We found out about, what was her name? Magistrate, played by Morgan Elizabeth, and she's like running this town, and she needs some help. So of course, Mando.
She's I'll say in real life, she's Bruce Lee's goddaughter.
Is she?
Yeah, I think so. She grew up knowing him, and they were close. I feel like I read that I think she's his goddaughter.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Like she's like his best friend's daughter.
Okay, that's cool.
I might be wrong. I know that they have some sort of. No, I'm not pulling it out of my ass. I did read it. Someone else may have lied about it.
Right. Just reporting what I read.
I pulled it out of somebody else's ass, and I'm presenting it to you.
Okay. It's probably false.
Yeah.
So, we got the gunner. Who's I don't know the actor's name, but he was Kyle Reese in the original Terminator.
Oh, I didn't even I didn't recognize him.
I knew he was somewhat important, but I couldn't recognize him. But yeah, he was Kyle Reese from the original Terminator, and he was also in Aliens, the second one.
So he's cannon fodder always.
Yeah, basically. he was like the one that wasn't Bill Paxton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's who he played. That's who he played.
He was Rodriguez?
No, that was a woman. Rodriguez was
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, that's the one that wasn't Bill Paxton.
Yeah, that's the other one that wasn't Bill Paxton too. Yeah, you're right. Oh man.
He was good in that episode though.
Yeah, he did good. I thought it was kind of dumb when he was like, well, I'm not really dedicated to this, so I'm gonna leave, and then immediately tries to kill Mando. Like, dude, you just had to leave.
Yeah, I'm putting my gun down.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, there's a Jedi in there fighting your boss. If she kills your boss, you're not getting paid regardless. Are you sure you want?
Like, is this the hill you want to die on, dude?
Yeah, let's just go home.
Right, exactly. Just go home. You're fine. And he was like, nope, gotta do this. Yeah. The fight
Maybe
scene,
I will be in charge.
Exactly. The fight scene with Ahsoka and the magistrate was really good. I like the Beskar spear thing and blocking all the. It was awesome.
They kept doing something weird during that fight though. That they kept focusing on the water because they're on that pathway. It's surrounded on both sides by water.
Yeah.
And they kept focusing on the water. Every once in a while, they would do a shot that looked at the water and was like, something's gonna pop out of that water. It's gonna be like some stupid pet that she has.
Yeah,
but
it never did. She's dropped her lightsaber. That's all.
Right, she does lose a lightsaber, but I mean the Force.
Yeah. That was like the only thing though. But
yeah.
And also earlier, we had the sequence where Mando meets Ahsoka, and she was about to kill his ass, and he's like, "Wait, Ahsoka,
yeah.
I know you. Hold up.
Wait.
Chill out. Oh,
Your friend sent me.
Right. Both sent me, and I got this kid.
Yeah. And I got this kid. She's like, you mean Grogu?
Yeah, right. Grogu, dumbass.
His name is Grogu.
Don't you know how to talk to him, dumbass? His name is Grogu.
Yeah, I was like, no, I cannot telekinetic. I
don't know what
I'm not
Force
telepathic.
is. Everyone in the universe keeps telling me to may the Force be with me. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, I didn't know what a Jedi was until 3 days ago.
Exactly.
When all of my friends died.
Right. So yeah, we get the name Grogu, which, how do you feel about the name Grogu?
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't. Well, unfortunately, I did have that spoiled for me before I saw the episode because I I told you I generally watch the episode about a day after it comes out.
Okay.
You know. Well, sure. Yes, I did. I fucked up. I didn't. I mean, but even then, someone was like, "Whose name's Grogu?" I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, some people are upset about that. I think they waited a little too long to reveal it, but
my dad said, and I quote, I'm messing with my mic. Let's not do that. So my dad said, and I quote, "It sounds like a stupid anime character name," because it sounds like Goku.
Right, because Obi-Wan sounds so great.
Right.
Chewbacca sounds amazing.
Chewbacca does sound amazing. How
Han
dare
Solo.
you?
How many Hans do you know before 1975?
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Well, I was gonna...
How many Anakins did you know before 2099?
I'm embarrassed to actually know some Anakins.
Exactly. They're all dumb names. It's Star Wars.
Well, Han Solo wouldn't be a stupid name if Solo didn't ruin it completely.
Yeah, they did. Oh, Solo.
Oh, so you're Solo. Like, no, I'm just Han.
Yeah.
But you're by yourself.
Nope. It's in the system.
Otherwise,
you're now Solo.
You
must live by that name for the rest of your life.
I have decreed it.
Yeah, it's been decreed. The camera hopped when you did that. Oh,
I scared the shit out of my camera.
Right. Oh man, but yeah, I thought that was I was fine with that. I love the little touching moment with the little pebble, the metal ball that he's gonna fucking choke on. But yeah, Ahsoka's looking for the magistrate because he's searching for Grand Admiral Thrawn. Watch more of that in her series.
Which means Ezra Bridger's probably coming back.
Likely.
In some capacity.
Fred, what's his name? Freddie Prinze Jr. will have a cameo.
He's dead.
Wait, Ezra Bridger's dead?
He's not.
Oh, he's not Ezra Bridger? Oh, my bad. I thought Freddie Prinze Jr. was Ezra Bridger. My bad. I don't watch Rebels. I thought he was. Okay.
He is Kanan Jarrus, which is a fake name because he was a former Jedi apprentice.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whose actual name I can't remember, but he's a cool character. But I guess they could bring him back. There are things in that series that establish some form of time travel, so you can bring people back if you wanted.
Gotcha.
But I don't think they'd get Freddie Prinze Jr. to play him. No, he's a little too old to be playing a character who's maybe late 20s, early 30s.
All right. So yeah, then we go into the tragedy, which was fucking another banger of an episode. What, you didn't care for it?
It's a good episode. It's shot poorly.
What?
I don't like Robert Rodriguez's.
Robert Rodriguez killed that shit. He killed it.
Maybe. Well,
you don't know the story behind that. He was a last minute replacement, but it was supposed to be someone else to direct that episode. And
who did he replace?
They hadn't said who it was. It was rumored.
Gotcha.
It was rumored to be. I don't even remember. No, it wasn't Tiger. I think it was rumored to be the guy that did Logan. James Mangold? Yeah, I think it was him was the rumor, but they never said if it was. So
gotcha.
Robert Rodriguez kind of came in at the last minute. That's why the episode was so short too. I think it's like the shortest one of the season. But,
gotcha. It's not a bad episode. I'm not saying it's a bad episode, but there are the scenes where what's her name? Fennec Shand.
Yeah,
Fennec Shand.
Yeah,
where she's running on the rocks, and I was like, you could have angled this in a way to make it actually look like she's like physically agile.
Yeah.
Like it's just shot weird. I'm not Robert Rodriguez. Yeah. I don't have even remotely the kind of clout that Robert Rodriguez is, has. I've never directed anything ever in my life, so who am I to say?
Right.
But I noticed when I hadn't ever before in the series, I noticed that some of the action was a little off.
He has a distinct style though. That's like it stands
I
out.
know.
Yeah, so it is what it is. I was surprised.
Yeah, I love Spy Kids.
Yep. You know that fucking tangent. You know fucking Shock Boy and Lava Girl's coming back.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Wait, is it this Friday?
It's coming Friday. It's the series premiere on Netflix.
Wow, I didn't even know it was a movie. It's not a series.
I thought it was a series. You Can Be Heroes or We Can Be Heroes.
No, that's a movie.
Gotcha. Either way, it's Friday.
Damn. All right. So yeah, friggin' Boba Fett shows up, and he's working with Ming-Na Wen, who was
Fennec Shand.
Yeah, Fennec Shand. I hated that episode. That's probably my second least favorite episode when she first appears. From
season 1.
Yeah. That's probably my least favorite episode. Or second least favorite.
I
liked the character. I like the character, but that episode.
Yeah, it's kind of a standstill episode.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not good either.
It's not, I like the whole shooting, but
there were no bad episodes. There were just less than episodes.
There was a bad episode, but then there was this one that was slightly less.
What was the bad one?
Spider one. You know which one I'm talking about. So.
Oh, well.
Anyway. So yeah, Boba is like, look, I got no beef with you. I just want my fucking armor.
And just give me my shit
just
back.
Give me my shit, man. And Mando's like, you're not a Mandalorian. I'm like, dude, you're not a Mandalorian. You're a fucking foundling. Like, you literally just saw actual Mandalorians and told them to fuck off because they take their helmets off. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like,
now let me take my jetpack off like you asked, and then I won't pick it back up for the climactic end of this episode.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that was I like the bit where Grogu's on the thing and the force field's there. Mando's trying to get which like after the first time, I don't know.
He tries it 5 times.
Yeah, after the first time, I don't know why he kept doing it. That was kind of dumb. Stormtroopers, they get destroyed. Boba and Fennec just beat the shit out of them. Like we already mentioned, Boba with his staff.
Destroy them.
Then he sneaks on the Razor Crest and gets his armor, and then
really whoops ass.
Oh my god, that was the coolest thing Boba Fett has ever done in his life. I don't give a fuck.
It's the only cool thing he's ever done on screen.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck what he did in any cartoon, comic book, or novel. This is the coolest fucking thing he ever did, and it's about goddamn time. Blasting guys, the fucking knee rockets, the damn knee rockets. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I got me some.
Yeah. What did you get those? I'm gonna order some. Those are pretty badass.
Like I said, I killed a man.
Did you know what he ordered from?
No.
Well, yeah.
For a second, I tried to remember any name of companies that exist in the universe. I was like, I know some.
And then what was it? Oh yeah, him blowing up the ship, and he's like, "Oh, I was aiming for the other
one.
I'm old."
Yeah. I missed.
Yeah, right. But,
not as good as I used to be.
Yeah, exactly. Dark Troopers, or robots, who would later be called the Dark Troopers, just fly in and fly out with Baby Yoda, and of course, like you said, conveniently, Mando left his jetpack, so he couldn't go after.
And didn't think to grab it once, even though he stood next to it the entire fight.
Yeah, he had to save the child. And then he had to, stormtroopers, he was worried. It slipped his mind. Conveniently.
Yeah.
They blew up the
ship. He's probably closer to his ship. He could have ran to his ship and gotten in it and gone up.
Shit, Boba got to his ship really goddamn fast.
Oh, well, actually, no, because they established at the beginning of the episode why he landed down below. He's like, there's no place to park up here. I'm like, dude, you can land in the middle of the fucking rock. Who cares?
Yeah, you're right. They did
that.
Yeah. When that ship came in, I was like, is that Boba's ship, or is that someone with a ship like Boba's? Oh no, that's Boba's ship. Oh fuck.
That's definitely Boba. Yeah, that's definitely Boba. They would.
Yeah. I was like, shit, I wasn't sure. I was like, is that someone with a ship like Boba? It's Boba's ship. I didn't know he still had a ship.
Boba's.
I just thought he was wandering into.
That's a good point. Like, no one came and took his ship at any point in those 5 years.
Exactly. I thought this motherfucker was just wandering in the desert. And it's like, nope, I still got all my shit. I just need my armor.
I got everything.
Yeah, the Jawas didn't raid his ship. Like, okay.
Give me my hat back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they do confirm that he is technically a Mandalorian. He's a foundling. Well, his dad is a Mandalorian because his dad was a foundling. They tried to make that make sense, and I'm glad that they did. That was appreciated.
Because up to was it Rebels that tried to kind of make it so that he wasn't, or no, it was Clone Wars. Yeah. It was Clone Wars, yeah, where they said that Jango Fett, they don't know how he got that armor.
Yeah. Which I like the
which
episode.
it's not real Beskar armor even in canon, so technically it's not even real Mandalorian armor. It was like made for him elsewhere. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's why it's got dents in it.
Yeah. Okay, so next episode where he's like, all right, we need to track down Moff Gideon's cruiser. We got to break out what's his name, Miggs Mayfield, played by Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just say, good episode.
Yeah, good episode.
Good character.
Yeah, great character. I loved him. And was it episode 6 from the first season where they was on the ship doing the breakout thing? Love that episode. That was my favorite.
I think that might be my favorite episode.
That was my favorite until the Ahsoka Tano ship. But
Clancy Brown's in that episode, right? He plays the
big demon looking guy.
Yeah.
Great episode. So yeah. Now I was a little disappointed at first because at the end of the tragedy, Mando goes to Cara Dune and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need to track down this guy," and she's like, "Oh man, I don't know. I might have to break some rules. I can't do that. I might have to break some rules." And I'm like, "Oh,
they got the kid."
Yeah. He's like, "But they got the kid." She's like, "All right, fuck it. We're gonna break him out."
I'm with you.
Yeah. It's like we're gonna break him out, and then we go to the episode. She literally just walks up. "Yeah, I have some paperwork. Can I just take this guy?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." I'm like, "Oh, I thought this is gonna be a little more action packed." But she's like, "Nah, I just got some paperwork, and I can just leave."
Yeah, she's like, I pulled rank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've been on the force for like a week or so.
8 days.
Yeah, I've been on I've been around here for about a week. I had to pull some ranks. I wouldn't need to take this prisoner for no fucking reason. And you cannot question me, android. That was weird, but so yeah. Really good episode. What was it called? The Believer, right? Yeah, The Believer.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what it was called. It was The Believer. And basically, Mayfield is just like, I'm fucking done. I've spent a majority of my life working on the wrong side. I kind of realized I fucked up, and I kind of hate myself about it. And
I'll say I sometimes forget that Bill Burr is like legitimately a good actor.
He can be, he can be a really good actor.
He's good. He's good in that episode. He's fantastic in that episode.
Yeah, he is. He was good on Breaking Bad too. There was a couple scenes he had in Breaking Bad.
Didn't even know he was in it.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he was like a instrument type. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So so they need him to track down access to Moff Gideon's ship, and he's like, well, I still know my old codes, but I gotta access a terminal, and there's only like one particular base that we can think of, which was on this planet. They were like mining. Oh, what was it? Morak. So they're like, all right, we gotta sneak in there. So they go to the base, and there was this weird sequence where I thought it was weird when they're in the big tunnel in the ship and they take out stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then they take all this time to put on their costumes. I'm like, were there not any cameras in that tunnel?
No.
I thought that was weird. It's like they're taking all this time to change into these outfits that none of that was on camera. Like,
no.
Okay.
No, cameras don't really exist in Star Wars universe unless they need it.
Unless they need it
to exist.
Yeah. Okay. So then we have this whole. Before we get to the chase sequence, that's that sequence where Mayfield is kind of talking about how like Mando, his whole helmet rule is kind of bullshit. It's like when things get, when the shit hits the fan, people will change what they think they believe in to fit that moment. He's like, you done a couple of things that you weren't expecting to do just for this kid. So it's like, why bother,
Yeah, why even hold on to this aspect of what you believe?
Exactly.
Like, be your own person. Don't.
Yeah. And like I said, he's holding regrets for what he's done. Cause he's like, I believed in the Empire, and I kind of realized I kind of fucked that up.
Yeah.
And now
I helped facilitate the deaths of millions.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they start to get chased by some pirates.
Yeah.
Which was a good sequence. I like the fight sequence with the guys flying in, and they're transferring that highly volatile,
highly explosive,
highly explosive
material.
So yeah, he survives. Everyone else dies. Like the other stormtroopers that were
all the other tanks.
Yeah, the tankers. Wait, I'm trying to remember what else had happened. Speaking of which, I do like the stuff where Mayfield would make fun of Cara Dune, and like no one would react to it. And he's just like, all right, fuck it.
Like all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to have some fun here, but whatever. So,
less angry Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, right. So we get into this. You sent me a meme about it, and yes, it made no fucking sense. So
right,
they have Bill Burr has to access this terminal.
Right.
That's over in the corner, but he's afraid because his old CO is in the cafeteria, his old commanding officer, and he's like, shit. Right. He might recognize my face.
He might recognize me.
Yeah, he might recognize my face. So we can't do it because I know you're not going to show your face because you need a face scan in order to access this thing. So it's like you need a face scan and then you can access the machine.
You have to have a face to access the machine.
Right. Well, I'm thinking you have to be, you're a soldier in the Empire. You're on the data books. Once your face is scanned, then you can access the device.
But I mean, even the setup of that implies that either he's still part of the Empire as far as they're concerned, or they don't update any of their paperwork ever.
That's what I'm thinking of. They don't update it because, like he said, he still has his code. So I'm assuming his face is still in the system.
Well, does he have his code, or does he just know all the codes, or he just knows like their basic codes essentially?
I'm thinking it's a bit of both. At least that's how I interpret it. Because Mando was like, you still know all your old codes, right? And he's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I know. So Mando's freaking out, and he's like, fuck it, I'll do it. He just runs over there, takes his helmet off, scans his face, and then it's like, okay, yeah, you got a face. You can use the machine.
No, he runs over the machine, and he just stands there with the helmet on, and it's just like,
That's right. That's right. It did do that. Yeah, it was from Jurassic Park. Yeah. So he's like, oh, fuck, all right, I'll take my helmet off. I got a face.
And scans him.
And it's like, you got a face, so here's all that information.
You do have an eye, a nose, and a mouth.
Exactly. And then I'm like, wait, is that all it took? Because it's like, it's not like I said, it's not like his face is in the database. So it's like, oh, your face is recognizable. Now you can access it. It's like, no, you just have a face. Here's all the information.
Your face is the key.
Exactly. That made no sense.
Also, all of our sensitive information is just on this data pad in the lunchroom.
In the lunchroom. That's another thing. If you want to know the launch codes, let's access this thing down in the bathroom.
Right.
Got one in the bathroom.
Right here.
You got one in the cafeteria. You got one.
Janitor closet.
Yeah, janitor closet's got one. The main hallway's got one. Goddamn.
There's actually one that's pretty hard to get to, but it's kind of out just in the middle of nowhere where no one's watching it. We don't have any cameras near it.
It's just there. But if you want the information, you just gotta have a face.
That's got all our information in there.
How did they take over the Empire? Like, how bad was the original Republic that they got swindled by a fucking sleazy politician to lose the entire galaxy? It just makes no goddamn sense. So he does that. The CO comes over. He's like, hey, you're kind of weird.
Yeah.
And,
you're an odd fella.
Yeah. And then that's when Bill Burr comes in. He's like, oh, he was in some explosion. His hearing doesn't work. And Punk brown eyes. So that was kind of a funny bit. And then that's when they have that little conversation. And he's talking about, the whole people don't want freedom.
Which, by the way, his CO didn't recognize him.
Oh, yeah. CO didn't recognize him. So there you go. Pedro Pascal gets his face on camera for a couple of scenes. So he doesn't lose his shit anymore.
He had to be on set for one more episode than he was in last season.
Yeah. So right. Let's give props to the stuntman who's actually in the suit. Like, he does a good job. I am curious how
often, if ever, Pedro's in that suit. I mean, it's got to be sometimes.
Yeah, they got to justify his patient.
They have to justify hiring someone like Pedro Pascal, other than just like, it was Pedro. Like, anybody. I shouldn't say anybody can do that, but Like, yeah, you could have gotten a lesser known actor who probably would have done the suit the entire time and done the voice.
Yeah. So they Mayfield loses his shit and shoots the guy, and that was kind of funny. He just like shoots him, and he's like, "Ah, shit, I'm sorry." And then that random guy just in the cafeteria sees it, and he's just like, "What the fuck?" And then random shoots him, and then they just get into a shootout. So
I did. I saw someone who was pointing out the way that Pedro Pascal acts that scene is pretty specific because he doesn't take his helmet off to do anything. So they're talking about the way he moves his head, the way he moves his eyes, the way he moves his body
he was
is very specific to someone.
Yeah, he was very frozen. Like he was like, I shouldn't be here. Yeah, he looked like he was shocked. It was weird.
Yeah, he looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, he did. It was interesting. And he was like, "Don't worry, I won't tell you when I saw your face, all right?"
he's like, my face is very cold right now.
That was great. So they shoot their way out. Finnick and Cara Dune cover them from the side, and then they escape and they let Mayfield leave. So that was nice. And then we get into the last episode, the rescue. Oh yeah, that episode was directed by Rick Famuyiwa. Really good director.
Yeah.
And he did a solid job on that episode.
He did. He also did the episode with the rhino thing from season 1.
Oh yeah.
And
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, and people were, taking scenes where he's fighting the pirates, and then the scenes where he's fighting the rhino, and they're somewhat parallel. The way he, despite the fact that he's getting his ass kicked, he's still like, a minute, I could do this all day. Captain America sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So he somewhat paralleled his own episode.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize he did one of the. What was that? Okay, so yeah, last episode, the rescue. Damn. Finale.
Woo.
Yo, this episode, man.
It's so good.
Holy shit. So yeah, we start off the Slave One is chasing the Imperial cruiser. It's got Dr. Pershing on it, and that's when we get the moment where Mando and Cara Dune they take over the ship, and that's when we had that scene where the dude was talking shit to Cara Dune and she just shoots him in the face. That was a cool moment.
Did you notice that it was either twins who were piloting or they were clones?
They weren't twins. It was two different guys. They just looked the same. I watched that episode. I watched that part, and I was trying to figure out, are they twins? No, they just looked similar. They were two different guys. They just looked very similar.
Well, they were wearing clone insignia, so I kind of had the thought that, they must be clones.
No, they were two different guys, because one guy's eyes were bigger than the others, but it was like, because their faces did look very similar.
They looked almost identical.
Yeah, they did, but I kept looking at them like, I don't think they're twins. So at least if you got to squint to tell the difference.
Yeah.
But I was thinking it was like the same actor, kind of duplicated or whatever. But that was interesting. They might have been clones now that I think about it, because that was his whole the Doctor's thing was
he's a clone.
That's actually a good point. They get Dr. Pershing. They go back to Trask and they hit up Bo-Katan, and we have that awesome moment where the Mandalorians are pissed off at Boba Fett.
Like, oh, you're a clone.
Yeah, this fucking phony. And he's like, I never said I was a fucking Mandalorian. I don't give a shit. And they're like, oh, fuck you. And then him and
fuck
Sasha,
off.
Then him and Sasha Banks get in a fight, which is awesome. So then she's like, hey, I'll help you, but you'll help me get my Darksaber. And Vando's like, I don't give a shit about the Darksaber, but if you're gonna help me, sure, let's do that.
Whatever.
Sure. So Bo-Katan comes
just help me.
Yeah, can you just help me? Like, God damn it.
Help me to help you. Help me to help you.
So Dr. Pershing tells them about the Dark Troopers, their third generation droids. I like their design. I did. They were cool. They reminded me of Zurg from Buzz Lightyear with the red eyes. It made me think of Zurg. Bo-Katan comes up with their attack plan. They make a fake chase that Boba's chasing after them, and they're in the Imperial ship. And Moff Gideon's like, I don't know. So they send out the TIE fighters to try to help him, and she goes like, oh, you gotta let us in. Which now this is the part that didn't make sense to me. This is another thing that didn't make sense to me. Bo-Katan is on the recording. we need help. We're in trouble. We need help. Can you please let us in? Moff Gideon didn't recognize her voice.
Guess not.
That didn't make sense to me.
If
it was anyone else's voice.
I'll say if he took the Darksaber from her specifically, then yeah, it doesn't make sense.
As far as I know, he did. So that's why I was like, he didn't recognize her voice. She's been chasing him. You remember, like, that was the thing where she's like, where is it? And the guy's like, well, if you know, he's like, does he have it? Have the Darksaber?
That's fair.
Yeah. So I was like, I would assume he would. He knows everything. I would assume he would recognize her fucking voice. But okay, I'm just saying that stood out to me. I'm like, wait, he didn't recognize.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, if it was,
I didn't even think about that.
Voice, yeah, it popped up to me. So she was like, we need help, and the officer kind of standing there, and I'm like, is he picking up on her voice? But he's apparently not. But they crash land through the little launch hole thing from the ship. Which
yeah,
I like the ship design.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at the badass moment, all the chicks come out of there, guns
yeah,
blazing, blowing everybody's ass out of the way. That shit was awesome. I loved it.
I'm waiting for shitty fanboys to complain about this the same way they did about the about Endgame.
See, okay, I feel like I'm the only person in the world who had no problem with the Endgame. Because I've talked to other people.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but a lot of people think, oh, that was bullshit. But then this one, I like both moments.
Well, yeah, people being like, doesn't make sense that they're all in the same area at the same time. It's like, there's also a talking tree and raccoon.
Thank you.
Like 10 feet away from them. So
exactly,
shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
I gotta fix my bandolier.
Did you ever watch The Boys season 2?
I haven't.
Okay, there's a whole bit in there where they make fun of that moment from Endgame.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
Wait, so when they're filming a movie or whatever?
It is. It's a whole It's a whole political thing where they got women on the team, and they're like, it's a whole thing. They're like, it's a marketing thing. It's like, oh yeah, girls get it done. But then it comes back later on when the girls on the show actually do gang up to beat the shit out of this one character, and it's fucking awesome. And a lot of people's like, yeah, this is how you do it. I'm like, all of them were great. I don't have a problem. But whatever. Women busting ass and they're taking out everybody, and they take over the brig shit, and they realize that, oh, Moff Gideon's
he's not here.
Who would have saw that coming? Yeah. The guy I've been trying to find all this time would have just stayed in the place I expected him to be. My God. So yeah, Mando sneaks through and he goes to the base. Moff Gideon activates the Dark Troopers, which takes like 30 minutes for them to cut on because whatever. They use a lot of power or whatever. So you have that moment where Mando
he's like rushing to get to their area.
Yeah. He sees the door is open. He's like, "Oh shit!" So he's like, shuts the door. Yeah, he shuts the door, but one of them gets through.
But one gets out.
Yeah, and just wrecks his shit.
Yeah, like gets him up against the wall and just beating his head into the wall.
Punches his fucking head in the wall. Almost through it. Now, it annoyed me at the end where spoilers. When he takes the helmet off, he had no bruises. Like his nose at least should have been fucking broken.
I mean,
his head got knocked back into the wall.
I mean, these things are pretty. Look at that padding. Isn't that nice?
So what, is the padding made out of Beskar too? Like, what the fuck? I don't get it.
I mean, there's not a lot of space for your head to rattle around in there, is what I'm saying.
If your head is getting knocked back through a steel wall like that, your face should be fucked up. I thought that was dumb. But he set it on fire, and then I think he used the spear.
Yeah,
right?
he used the spear.
Yeah, but they do mention, I think beforehand, someone mentions that, like, well, the Darksaber.
Which I didn't even notice he was carrying it until he actually whipped it out.
Yeah. It was right on his back.
I didn't notice.
Yeah. Because I think it was either Bo or maybe it was Sasha Banks. Someone was like, well, yeah, the Darksaber can cut through anything except for pure Beskar. Pure Beskar. Like your armor.
Like your armor.
The spear. I was like, okay, I see where this is going.
Like, I get it.
He was like, yeah, I get where this is going. So then
it's not like you have any of those very weak, not Beskar covered joints or anything, though.
Nope, not at all.
They never.
So yeah, he walks into the room and Moff Gideon's got the blade on Baby Yoda, and he's like, make a deal and I'll let you go, which is another important moment.
I know everything.
Assume I know everything. All right, Bo-Katan, she's not getting this back, okay?
Yeah.
So he makes a deal with Moff Gideon, which I think is another point to what Mayfield was saying, where he was like, "You're gonna change your beliefs.
Your beliefs
at the drop of a hat," because he
was
like, "If you leave me alone, I'll let you have the kid." And Mando was like, "I'll
okay,
you know,
like just give me my just like give me my kid back."
Right. You know how rigid he is about certain rules, where he's like, "Oh well, I can't take the spear because I never accepted the job," and Ahsoka's like, "Dude, just take the spear. Like, come on,
just take it. God damn it."
Yeah, you know, stuff like that. So it's like, okay, he was willing to a degree, sell out his friends just for baby Yoda, and then of course it was a trick, and Moff Gideon, they have a little fight. Now, what's his name? Peyton Reed directed this. He's the director of Ant-Man films, and I will admit, the episode was directed very well, but this fight sequence, I think, could have been shot a little bit better between the two. That's just my opinion.
It's quick.
Not just because the fight was quick, it's just the way it was shot. It seemed a little too it seemed a little too claustrophobic. I think if they could have, you know, pulled out a little more, it would have looked a little bit better.
I guess maybe the thought process behind that is that Moff Gideon probably isn't a good fighter necessarily.
I would disagree because he was doing pretty good, and you do establish that he got the saber somehow from Bo. So they do establish that you have to win it. And
he had an army.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you think Moff Gideon played fair to get that in the first place? Do you think he gave a shit?
No, I don't think he did.
So yeah, he probably cheated to get
true. And from what I heard, that whole you have to win it in battle is not entirely accurate, because apparently Bo-Katan was just giving it to her because she's just, you know, an heiress or whatever. So she didn't actually have to fight anyone to get it in the first place, but somehow she lost it. So I don't. Maybe they're trying to retcon it. I don't fucking know. But Mando, of course, wins, and he gets the saber from him. Goes back to the room, and Bo is freaking out. She's like, "Where the fuck is Moff Gideon? I need my saber." And Mando walks in with it, and then she's kind of like, "Ah, damn it." And,
you son of a bitch.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, god damn it." And then, like, Moff Gideon's on the ground, like, "Yeah.
I got you."
He's like, "I won." Now you have to fight each other. Yes, now you have to destroy each other.
And then, of course, you know, he just like, "Here, take it."
Yeah, and
like,
she's
just fucking take it.
She's like, "I can't do that, dude." He's like, "You can't do that because it's not part of the, you know, you can't just have the saber. You have to have a good story behind it." And I'm like, okay.
Like, do you have to have a good story or just have one fight?
Well, that's what that's essentially what he was saying. It's like
I know, because I was talking to the kid over here, and you know, I was just like, why didn't he doesn't do much. And we were talking. It was like, I just be like, "Hey, I've got the saber. Punch me. Oh, you won. You won.
Kick me in the dick, and then I'll drop it. And you pick it up. There you go."
Just push me on the ground. It doesn't have to be a good fight. It's just a fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a life or death fight.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Unless it's for honor, in which case, I guess.
Yeah. I agree with that. So while they're doing all of that, I forgot to mention. So when Mando, after he fought the Dark Trooper and all the other Dark Troopers were locked away, he opened up the thing and it sucked them out of the ship. So then all this shit happens, and then when they're in the cockpit, the Dark Troopers
start making their way back into the ship.
I don't know what took them so long, but they fly back.
And there's so many more of them.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a bit more than what it was, right?
Yeah,
like
there was like 20.
And then when they came back, it was like 40 of them. So
where the hell did they come from?
Yeah, it is right. It did look like it was way more than what we thought. They're hunkering down. The droids are coming toward them. They're all like in formation. You get to the door, and it's just two of them, and it's just punching the shit out of the door to break down the door.
It's pretty cool.
It was great. Moff Gideon's there with a gun.
And like, "I'll be the only one left alive in here."
Yes, and you'll all be dead. So they're just like, all right. You know, they're huddled up. They got their guns. They're waiting, and then They get a ping. Random X-wing just arrives, and they're like, Cara Dune's like, oh great, a single X-wing. What's that gonna do?
Yeah.
And that was the moment where I was
everything.
like, yeah. And that was the moment I was like, wait, is it one or is it an army? And then when I saw how it looked, I was like, oh wait, that's an old X-wing. Oh son of a bitch, they're gonna do it.
They're gonna try.
They're gonna fucking do it. So, X-wing arrives. Shadowy figure gets out, and it's on the camera because they're looking at
robe.
Security. Yeah, all robe. Got the robe over his head. Green lightsaber. It's fucking Luke Skywalker, and he comes in and he just fucking up all the droids.
Like, you know that scene, that Darth Vader scene from Rogue One?
Yes.
It's the Luke Skywalker version of that.
Exactly. It's not as
fantastic.
badass, but it's awesome. Like
no.
The Vader one was like had a certain menace to it, but this one.
Sure, well, Vader was killing actual dudes.
Exactly, but this one is still fucking dope. He's like, fucking, like he's just going through the whole ship, just taking them out, and they're just like, kind of like on the security camera, like what's happening, but also kind of like we gotta, they're at the door, and he just like slicing, he like crushes the last one. It was epic.
Yeah, but then he couldn't open the door himself. They had to.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
they had to let him in.
Yeah, but they had to let him in. Yeah, you're right about it. But he didn't want to force it open because he might have.
Sure, they might have shot at him.
Yeah. So he was like, I'm just waiting for you guys now. I did everything. So Grogu's like looking at the camera, and Mando's like, okay, this must be someone to answer the call.
Well, he had a lightsaber, so it must be that Jedi fella.
Yeah, it must be a Jedi. He's got a lightsaber. I'm not trying to, assume
let's not tempt fate.
I'm not trying to assume his religion or whatever, but I'm guessing he's a Jedi. He got a fucking lightsaber. So they let him in, and it's Luke Skywalker from Battlefield 2 walks in, and I mean, I figured it was gonna be CGI. It didn't look too bad. It didn't look as bad as Tarkin and Leia, but
I don't even think it wasn't CGI. It was a deep fake. So they just used actual.
No, that was CGI.
It's a deep fake.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they might have. They may have made a CGI face to use as deep fake reference, but I think because they've noticed, well, one, doing a full CGI head and trying to make it even look remotely realistic is hard enough.
Yeah, it was a bit jarring going back.
It was his lip. He had fucking Superman lip.
He did it? I didn't even look that hard. I was looking more at his jaw. Like how they kind of, and they did edit his voice a little bit. You can actually hear the mix when he talks.
I would say, no, supposedly it actually is. Mark Hamill's credited in the episode.
Yeah, I know he is, but I'm saying they mixed his voice to make him sound younger, because Mark Hamill does not.
Oh, gotcha.
Every time he talks, he sounds more and more like the Joker.
Like Joker. Yeah.
Like, that's just his natural voice. So I know they mixed his voice to make him sound younger.
Okay, gotcha. I thought you were saying like, they just took audio from other things.
I mean, they mixed his voice.
I was like, no, that was Mark Hamill, apparently.
No, that was Hamill.
The voice.
He's like, yeah, I'm here for the kid, and
I'm here for that thing.
Yeah, I'm here for the little guy. You guys set up
little fella.
I heard you needed a Jedi, so
yeah.
I just came in to be a badass.
Yeah, I'm the only one.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So he's like, he's waiting for permission. Mando gives him permission. You have a moment where he takes off his helmet. No one sees it. I guess I don't know.
It's very heartfelt.
Yeah, very heartfelt moment, and he gives us permission for Baby Yoda to go with
Grogu.
Luke. Yeah, excuse me. Grogu to go with Luke. R2 shows up because Star Wars. And they all leave, and that's the end of the episode. And I liked it. I know certain people. And when I say certain people, hold on. I know it's
Yeah.
I know. I got COVID.
Well, I'm in space, so I'll be all right.
I'm in space, so good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't come to the Earth. It's kind of fucked up right now.
Yeah. We're not here for about a year.
Dude, okay.
You've missed so much horrible shit.
So, I know there's certain people, I know a lot of fans liked it, but some people have been when I say certain people, I mean maybe certain content creators or people who write articles about pop culture have been kind of
who want to have you need to have an opinion that's opposite to everyone.
Right, kind of shit on it for some weird reason. Don't quite get, because it's like, who else would have been? Because Ahsoka said she's not
Cal Kestis, maybe. The kid from...
Who?
Yeah, well, I was like, if you were writing it for Star Wars fans, Cal Kestis.
Who? Once again, I'm a Star Wars fan. I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm not a
dude
nerd.
from,
I just watch the movies, right? I know Luke Skywalker. He's out there, so his ass better show up and save the fucking day, and he did. But whatever.
I was half expecting it to be Sebastian Stan.
That's the other argument. I wasn't expecting Sebastian Stan. I would have liked it to have been.
I was hoping, just because I was like, all right, one scene would have been funny.
Yeah,
just to humor everyone.
That's the thing. The Sebastian Stan thing is just like the whole John Krasinski, Emily Blunt thing. It's like, just because people on the internet talks about it a lot doesn't mean it's what the company is going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Rosario Dawson.
Okay, that's one. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Yes.
That's one.
The Rosario Dawson thing didn't happen. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I would have liked
They did it once. That means it's open to happen again.
Every time. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think they're planning on doing a Luke... If they were going to plan on doing a Luke Skywalker series,
right,
I think they would have casted someone else. But the fact that this was just kind of like a one-off thing at this point, I was fine with it. And like I said, it's what the fans... This was a fan service that actually works. Like I had tweeted, my expectations were not subverted, and I enjoyed every fucking moment of it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't pull a Ryan Johnson and did some bullshit. You know? They knew better. Favreau and Filoni knew better, and I actually like that. I guess some people...
Right.
Well, then this was the other argument where people were freaking out. They're like, oh shit, does this mean that Kylo Ren killed Baby Yoda?
Probably.
My conjecture is...
I mean, he didn't. I have him.
Yeah, my conjecture...
I got him.
My conjecture is Grogu is one of the Knights of Ren that we never found out about. That's just my...
Maybe.
That's just my theory.
I mean, could be.
Grogu is one of the Knights of Ren.
So he got real tall.
Hey, look, Abrams didn't bother to explain it, so why should I explain it?
I was saying on screen it was never explained, but in the comics they do show you all of the Knights of Ren, including one who was there previously, who was kind of their leader, who was killed, and then Kylo became their de facto or leader after that. Okay. So there was like another guy. And he was the most badass of all of them. So badass that he didn't even wear armor.
Oh,
he wore like pants and just a shirt and a mask.
That sounds like a badass.
Yeah, a kind of character that you could never put on screen. You'd be like, but in comics he would be great.
Right. So yeah, that was I like I said, I had a tear in my eye. I really did. Yeah. When that after that moment, like when it first, I was like.
No.
That whole sequence, that was my face. When he was walking down that hallway, I was like, oh my God. They actually did it. And then when I saw his face, I'm like, oh, they fucking did it. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. I really loved it. And of course, we get the post-credit sequence. We go back to Tatooine.
With Bib Fortuna.
Yeah. That was that the guy's name? I didn't know his name. So we go back to Jabba's palace. The albino dude is there, and then we hear some gunshots. Fennec comes in, kills some guys, frees the slave chick, and then Boba comes in, and the guy's like, "Oh, Boba, we thought you
Boba,
we thought you were still alive," with his subtitles or whatever.
Yeah,
we didn't mean to leave you in the Sarlacc pit. Fucking 15 years or whatever the fuck.
We thought you were dead.
Yeah. Oh, and then he kills him, and then he sits on the throne, and then it says coming 2021.
22. Oh, is it 21?
Yeah, December 2021.
December.
Yeah, December 2021. The Book of Boba Fett. Like we both said, we're not really excited about a Boba Fett series, but I'll check it out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'll check it out, I guess. But
yeah.
The
thing is, like all of this Star Wars material that's being made right now, it's all going towards something. They actually have an end goal in sight, or somewhat. They've said as much, where the Ahsoka series and this Boba Fett series and Mandalorian and the Acolyte, these all tie in together to one thing. So they're doing an Avengers Endgame type thing. With all of the information you're going to learn. Right. Which, I mean, I trust that they can probably do it as long as they keep Filoni and Favreau.
Yeah. Well,
you never would have thought Marvel could have done it. And then
Feige's involved now too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds structured.
Yeah. Sounds planned.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that was the Mandalorian season 2. Fucking great. I enjoyed it.
Right.
Interesting journey.
I don't know what season 3 is going to be about. You would assume probably the conflict between Din and Bo-Katan, more than likely. Now that he is, now that he is the de facto leader of Mandalore, even though he doesn't want to be.
Right. I think
maybe it's going to be like
the liberation of Mandalore.
Yeah, the revival of Mandalore.
Revival, whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Well, both.
Yeah.
Potentially. I know in old material, Legends material, it was actually Boba Fett who becomes Mandalore, the leader of the Mandalorians, and he brings back the planet to its former glory. He strikes up a deal with both the New Jedi as well as the New Republic, and kind of reluctantly works with them at first, and then sort of is like, oh, you guys aren't so bad.
They might, so you're saying they might repurpose some of that for
I guarantee they'll repurpose some of that, but since he's got his own show going on, I doubt they're going to use him for those storylines.
I got a feeling his is going to be more like Godfather, Scarface bullshit, space type of thing, with Boba Fett show.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be fine.
Well, I think it's gonna be more like anthology stories, sort of centered around things that he's done in the past and what he's doing currently.
Ooh, that'd be good. I can see that.
Kind of filler stuff. Again, he doesn't have to take the helmet off, and even if he did, they have plenty of reference for Temuera Morris in space.
Yeah, they do.
Just be like, oh, yeah, he's young Boba Fett here. You can slap that on anybody.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah.
I feel like it'll be a combo of the two. A lot of flashback material.
Damn, that was good. Okay.
If they do that, I'm more than interested. Otherwise, I'm like, it's cool that he's back, and it's cool to have seen him actually do something on screen finally.
Yeah.
Besides hold his dead dad's head. Which.
And then get eaten.
Yeah, and then get eaten or stand there and be like, oh, no disintegration's fine.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Put him on the ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Or some shit?
Sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably. Whatever. All right, well. So let's wrap this up. Those were our thoughts on the Mandalorian season 2. Crispy Mandalorian. Tell the people
me.
Where they can find.
You can find me at Crispyman on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Not on Facebook. Fuck Facebook. Again, like I said in our last video, I don't actually have any posts on YouTube currently, but I am working towards that. I'm actually in a bit of the writing phase for some of the things now. So going into the new year, hopefully, I actually start working on that.
All right. Sounds like a plan. And of course, I'm BrogiNaric. You can find me at all platforms. BrogiNaric, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned for more videos. Peace. May the Force be with... Oh, wait, no, hold on. And may the Schwartz be with you.